welcome to the stage, the ghost host with the most, the OG OMG MC, the most important person at Dark Harbor, Mr. Dark Harbor himself, the Captain! Thank you all very much, thank you. Such kind words there from the radio announcery guy whose voice was eerily similar to my own. This is your captain speaking. Welcome to the Midsummer Scream Dark Harbor panel for 2018! It is exciting. Are you excited? Excellent. If you could all bring about 20,000 of your closest friends, we might make a profit this year. Are you excited to hear about everything that's happening and new at Dark Harbor this year? I am too, because I have no idea. They just told me to turn up today, so clearly I have a job for another year, so that's exciting. All right. It's time to introduce some people that do know what's happening at Dark Harbor this year, and I will introduce our panel. First up, some say you can hear him wandering the decks of the Queen Mary at night, calling out for his long-lost love, Jimmy Sweeney, and that he has an obsession with razor blades. Ladies and gentlemen, it's his first time on a Dark Harbor panel, so make him welcome. It is our technical director, Mr. Adam Conga. Just in future, most people walk across quicker than that. You took your time, so just for future. Yeah, make it snappy.
It's my first time.
I'm glad to see that you're enjoying your last time. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, some say he never sleeps and he lives on a diet of Red Bull and kale. Others say that, unlike Samson, the more hair he loses, the stronger he gets. Which clearly means that he is at the peak of his powers. Ladies and gentlemen, talent director, Mr. David Wally. I feel like I deserve that. I love you too. Finally, some say that the night before Dark Harbor opens, She goes and tries out every single bar on the premises, just for research. Others say that she puts the Queen in Queen Mary, the Epic in Epic Entertainment, and vodka in just about everything. Ladies and gentlemen, our executive producer, Charity Hill! Don't look at me judgingly, Judgy McJudgeson.
My job.
All of you seem different this year, like you're looking at me like you've become parents or something. Judging me from afar. I can tell. I can see it in your eyes. And go.
I feel like, see, he's a perfect example. All of our monsters are at this like fever pitch this year. They've been busy in the off season, super busy, which makes this really exciting. I think something we're focusing on this year is darker, more sinister, more immersive, more interactive. And to do that, we had to bring on a little help. We have a more darker, more sinister character, don't we?
Yeah, you can feel it.
Darker.
What?
Mo darker.
No, darker.
Yeah. This year we have an extremely dark, sinister character. I said dark and sinister, not daft and sinister.
It's only July. It's early. I'm not used to coming out with months in a row, so forgive my sunglasses. Oh, God, I'm a little hungover. Yeah, were you discussing a new dark entity?
Yeah, and it wasn't you.
That wasn't my cue. No.
You think everything is your cue.
Well, of course, darling. Well, enough about me. Let's talk about how you feel about me.
Is anyone gonna tell her?
You're in the wrong seat.
What do you mean?
We were
That's
talking-
not your chair.
You're not.
Oh, it's supposed to be center.
You're
No.
not the dark, sinister,
No.
anything.
Where's the hook? Has anybody got the hook back there?
Slide on
Exit
down.
stage left.
Stage left. And any further off stage, I'll be in backstage.
That's the idea.
Yes.
You're dark and sinister, but you're not the creepy new character we're talking about.
Oh, really? Oh, are you talking about my new boyfriend?
Yes.
Yes.
we are.
Yes, we are.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is our little secret this year. And I feel like I can say this because we at Dark Harbor, we do praise other haunts. We're very inclusive in that. And this band, if you've been to Knott's Scary Farm over the last few years, you'll know it's one of the premier haunts in Southern California. And this band had a lot to do with it. And we are more than humbled and honored and privileged to have him this year revamping our mazes. Ladies and gentlemen, production designer Mr. John Cook.
Hey.
Welcome, sir.
Isn't he dreamy?
How's that for a warm welcome?
Not bad. What's up, Dark Harbor? How are we doing? You know, John, I was going to say something mean about you like the others when you came out, but you're bigger than me and you have more tattoos, so you get nothing but respect.
Please, pull no punches. Have it.
Well, as you can see, I mean, you guys seem to be as excited as we are about having John on our team this year. It's going to be fantastic. And when we all sat down early in the season, Sam's John, we said, we need a new fresh look. We need someone who is dark and twisty and sinister to bring just Dark Harbor just a little bit darker. And he's our new shadow. So I kind of want to know what you think so
You
far.
did refer to me as creepy.
You are
saying
creepy.
back there, by the way.
It's a little creepy, a little creepy.
Now, first off, thank you guys for being so welcoming. And you guys, this is amazing. I didn't really know how this was going to go, so this is super awesome. Thank you so much.
May we take a moment and give props out to Mr. Rick West, the producer of Midsummer and his lovely lady Johanna Atalano, and the whole Midsummer team!
So tell us,
See, I can be generous.
what's your first impression so far? What do you think of the ship? Have you had any experiences or anything?
Well, we had a lot of late nights, so I'm not sure what had been paranormal or just being.
Tell them about that late night
Oh
reading.
my God.
I guess it's a family show.
Depends who you ask, I guess. But as a haunted attraction designer, you can't ask for a more amazing canvas than this historic, notoriously haunted, amazing cruise liner to be able to create it. So when my team first stepped in, we spent a lot of time just being on the ship and kind of letting some of these different attractions that take place on the ship kind of dictate to us what those stories are going to be that we're going to be telling this year.
And I think in order to tee it up right for John and his team, we wanted to tee it up right for you guys. And the way we thought we could do that is to break out kind of the arteries that make up Dark Harbor itself. Because we feel like the deeper we go with our characters and the further we go into the story, the better story John can play and the more fun you're gonna have and the more immersive it's gonna be. So we're gonna kind of go back to the beginning. For those of you who know the characters, great, we're gonna flip that on its side. For those of you who don't, you're gonna get to know them right now and get to know what makes them tick in their areas, because we need to do that, because this year we've created basically a choose your own adventure mega haunt.
I think it's what's really cool this year, from what I can tell anyways, you can just go through the haunts and have a good time, or you can get really, really deep into the stories and discover lots and lots of things throughout the ship.
Absolutely.
When you say more immersive this year, does that mean I can touch people?
No.
We're not supposed to touch it. Everybody told me. Sorry.
It's okay, Adam. I already know your no-no place.
Woo! Captain.
Yes.
Take control.
No, you've already set it up. We're more amped this year. You brought this upon yourselves.
Oh boy. So here's how you're gonna start Dark
Welcome
Harbor.
to the family, John.
The first beat of Dark Harbor takes you back to the very beginning, which is the shipyard.
He's up here is Intrepid.
Right.
That's still a bar, so.
But we still have to go.
Yeah, we were going to another bar before we went to Intrepid.
Okay, but
Harbor.
let me just back up this bar that you just skipped over and go back a slide.
It is a cool bar.
It is a 9-degree ice bar. And this time, it's right next to Intrepid. And there's two doors. There's the door you enter, and you can choose to go out the door you entered when you're finished, or you can choose door number 2, and we're not going to tell you what's behind door number 2. But maybe you'll be daring enough to go after you have 2 shots of vodka.
Yes, and you can also visit the barrel room and get a little frisky with your whiskey.
Yes, that's if you go through door number 3, which is just a hole. It's a big ice hole.
But the barrel room is important. It's kind of significant.
There's clues. There's clues in the barrel room, children, so look carefully, because you could start your own adventure right there.
We're almost to a maze.
Okay, I think we're at.
Okay, yeah, we almost. Hey, hold on. We're almost in a maze. It's just like going to Dark Harbor.
Oh, look!
There's a maze.
A maze!
Can we talk about the maze now?
For God's sake,
Let's talk
please.
about, John, let's talk about this.
John, earn your money. Say something about the maze.
So, for this maze, what really stood out to me the most about Intrepid was actually the character design. And when I looked at this character that you have his body falling apart and you're able to replace it with pieces of the ship, kind of wanted to dive into more of a why and get into the origins of the Iron Master. So for this year, for Intrepid, we're actually going back prequel of previous Intrepids. We're still going to get on the train, we're going to take it up into the north, and we're going to exit into a snow-covered cemetery. And in the back of the cemetery, you can find the entrance to some catacombs. If you want to go into those catacombs, you're going to come across a sea witch character where the Iron Master has made his pact. As long as he is bringing her fresh souls to start harvest, he's able to continue to live by replacing his rotting body with these body parts. And one thing I will say about this maze is I threw a pretty crazy design package to Adam and his team, and
You
this
think?
maze is insane so far.
Yeah, this thing is, it's a cathedral, it's a cemetery, and this thing is 20 feet tall. I mean, it's impressive what he's designed. We're glad to have him. But I think from afar, whether you're inside that maze or not, you're going to see it from the entire property.
It looks like it's part of the village almost, that's how.
It's taller than the village in some parts.
So if you visit the Queen Mary anytime soon, you'll be able to see it already.
Yeah, I just want to do a real quick commercial for both John and Adam. Adam's been doing Dark Harbor with me from the beginning back in 2010 and doesn't get anywhere near the credit he deserves for him and his team putting up Dark Harbor every year from scratch, and it's amazing. And it's great working with John, who's come in and really taken the event and also taken all of us to another level of what his vision and his expectations are of the event.
This maze has everything, it has the pyro effects, the water, David's favorite water cannon, but also it has cargo net climbs, firemen sliding poles, slides that go through it, things you have to crawl through, and big bits you have to run up. This maze literally is an obstacle course, so it's going to be a lot of fun. But if that wasn't enough, what we did in the middle of the maze is we built in a legit scare zone in the middle of the maze that has no set path or anything through it. It's just you, the monsters, and some set pieces, and you can try and make it through it, or the monsters can keep you there all night. So, it's our best, right?
I have a question that's really just for the panel, so just ignore this. We've upped our liability limits this year, haven't we?
Yes, with all the drinking, what could possibly go wrong?
Nothing, as far as I can tell.
No, seriously though, there are two things I want to point out about this maze. One, Adam's ridiculous build, and John's design.
I do love Adam's ridiculous.
Right? Working out?
I mean,
Why am I on this side?
I don't know.
Is it because I'm new?
Maybe.
Is that right?
When you talk about haunts, we really focus on senses, but we usually focus on 3 senses, not necessarily 4 or 5. And that was kind of the task this year, is take us from sight and sound and smell, and let's add touch, no.
Oh, why did you look at me when you said that?
We already had this conversation.
You just touched me.
And
Not even 30 seconds ago.
But when I say touch, for safety reasons, not each other, that means that only leaves are set, And in order to create the extrasensory and make you feel more immersed in our culture, we want you to feel what it's like for the crew members to try and claw their way up the deck as it's literally at a, 60-degree incline. So there'll be lots of fun interactive things to put you in the time and space of what our monsters are going through, and that was really important to us. It's just adding
Sounds like a boot
sensory.
camp.
It is a boot camp.
I better start warming up, children. Better do my stretches.
Careful.
Yeah, you. They've been working their asses off for months already, getting ready for auditions, getting ready to show us that they're ready to step up and join the Slider team. So I'm really proud of all the men and women that are doing that. You guys are awesome.
And something you may find this year up in RIP Lounge is Graceful Gale, in lieu of her soulmate maze, because we kind of felt that, soulmate, she was kind of looking at the plebs, really, which was not her style. She wanted to be up in RIP where the first-class passengers are.
You're just jealous because you're her soulmate.
I'd like to say she's finally come to her senses. If you ask her, she'll utter the word settled. I kind of think it's the same thing. But either way,
She's your soulmate, then what am I?
you're next, Adam.
Promise?
Moving on. There's got to be one more lurking little terror.
Well, I think now, yes. Let's talk.
Do we have to talk about her?
Yes, let's talk about our favorite wretched child. Shall we? Yes, she really thinks she's in charge, but I'm really pulling the strings.
bear, too.
Yes, we unearthed her original teddy bear. You wouldn't believe what we found in the Queen's rear when we were redecorating. Yes, and she's ready to come out and play, children. She has lots of new games and friends for you to meet, so you really must come and visit her. You know, it's really been confirmed that she was drowned in the first-class pool, is that correct? In the 50s, in the mid-50s.
Which I would like to point out that someone has got her strength as swimming. She drowned.
It was probably
She
that.
had help drowning.
It was maybe, perhaps, but it might have been that woolen swim costume that she was wearing that pulled her down. So nice that we've redesigned some of the swimming wear. But it is commanded by Scary Mary and all of her little minions, although I do have a little hand in some of the games.
Really?
See, now it's getting awkward.
Oh, Captain, my Captain, let's tell them about your bar.
My bar? The Broken Cup? I thought we weren't going to talk about that. This is a secret bar. You're telling everyone my secret.
It is the last secret bar. So the one thing that's different about this particular secret bar is you have to find the clues and receive a compass to gain access. It's uber exclusive. It'll be open 1 hour later than every other bar, and it'll be placed inside the ship, a place where Dark Harbor has never gone.
So that will help you navigate your way through? Why, yes. Yeah, clever.
So with that,
Yeah, no, thanks. With that, thanks for telling everyone the secret. Awesome.
well, somebody has to join you down there at some point.
I like drinking alone.
We know.
Unless you come down, Adam.
So with that, we wanted to just reiterate how excited we are to show you Dark Harbor, how excited we are to have John on board, and this amazing cast here and out there and back, still working at the ship. It's gonna be a great immersive season. We're at the edge of our seats.
Yes, of course we're at the edge of our seats. Let's give a big hand for all of our freakies. And our marvelous creative team here.
One more thing, sorry, before we get going. We do have a social media winner. We had a hashtag launch contest happening, and we're gonna announce it real quick.
I'm not wearing glasses, I can't read it.
And the winner is Bailey Joel.
Bailey Joel!
So Bailey's here, come on down and we'll tell you what you won.
We'll be lingering about, children, if you